Alright everybody, welcome back to my pocket watch channel, and today we're going to be putting some hands on my watches. A watch, and that is my Waltham pocket watch. So to do so, we're going to need non-magnetic tweezers. I have a couple of them. These ones are magnetic. They're not as good as the other ones. We're going to have a couple tools to put the hands back on. These right here. They're not the expensive ones. Can't afford the good ones. Get the cheap ones. The same thing. Alright. So we're going to need some tools. I like to keep my watches in bags. Keeps them clean. Keeps the dust off them. So let's get underway here. You see my disgusting fingers because I'm a mechanic. So as you can see, I live with the dirt. Alright. This is my Waltham model 1883. It's a 1900s. And it's currently not running. It needs a mainspring. But what we're going to do is we're just going to put the hands on it because it'll be a little bit before I can get to this, and I don't want the hands to get damaged, so I'm just going to put them back on the watch. And I'm going to show you how I do it. Alright. Like I said, anybody can do this stuff. It just takes patience. Just takes patience. Alright. I'm going to start off with the, let me get the hands here. Right back. Alright. We got the seconds hand, minute, hour hand, and one right there, that's the minute hand. We'll start off with the hour hand. It's the biggest. And like I said before, a lot of videos don't tell you this, but when you go to put the hour hand on there, if you flip it around, you're going to notice there's a raised edge on one side. And if you can see that raised edge right there, you can barely see it. That side goes on the bottom. That's your bottom side. So that's a good way to remember. You take these off and somehow you forget which way it went. There's your bottom. There it focused in. There you can see it. There's that bottom. Alright, that's the raised side. And that's barely going to touch the enamel. Barely touch that enamel. Alright, so we'll pick the 12 o'clock. You can pick 12, 3. 12 is the watchmaker's preferred time. And you want to make sure your hour hand is straight. You want to really get this precise because, you know, the minute hand, really doesn't matter if it moves a little bit because that's just your minute hand. But your hour hand has got to be precise because you want that to make sure it's on the right hour when your minute hand goes around. If that's off, your whole watch is going to be off. So try to keep that in mind. So we're going to get that, fidget with it. Alright, I'm going to take our tools here. Find the one that best fits it. This gray one here seems it's got the good opening right there. I don't want this opening too small because I don't want to damage anything. Okay, take your time. Right over top of it. Just give it a good little press. Matter of fact, you might have heard it. You might have heard that. You can kind of give it a feel. You can feel it just about when it goes. All right, so now let's check it. Okay. Now you see what I'm talking about? Is that focusing? Do you see that raised edge? You see that raised? It's not quite down far enough. It's on there, but it's not quite far down far enough. I want that just barely touching that enamel. So we got to go down just a little bit more. Not much. Not much. Just a little bit. All right. All right. Well, we're almost there. I'll switch my tools out here. I need a deeper hole. I'm bottomed out. And I have a hard time remembering which one I used on which watch. So let's try this one here. One of these here is a deep enough hole here. Let's try this side here. There we go. There we go. Just gonna coax it just a little bit down here. Let's see where we're at now. Oh, I'd say that's pretty close right there. That's pretty close. Alright. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it right there for now. Let me go ahead and get my minute hand on there. Now the minute hand, she's a little more feisty than the hour hand is. And the second hand's, well, it's a whole game of itself, but let's go ahead and get the minute hand on here. Now your minute hand, let me show you something about your minute hand. Let me show you something. On this watch here, you can see there's the blue, and when you flip it over, oops, it jumped. You gotta watch it with these things, they're feisty. I don't know, can you see the silver right there? Can you see that silver? Mine just right there. Alright, that's the top. Solid below is the bottom. The silver is the top. And Waltham actually did something kind of cool with the tip of this minute hand. It's got a slight bend to it, slight curve, and that was a big help. But yeah, there's a shiny and a solid. Now I have a bad habit of my knee shaking here, so I have to get my hand in a different position. I can't rest it on my knee because my knee gets a bouncing. My anxiety, nervous. All right, but I enjoy this. I enjoy it. It's all right. Hell, I ain't perfect. Not a biggie. There you go. See that? That's what you want. That's what you want. Now, if it stay there, that's really what you want. Sometimes she'll move on you. Sometimes she moves. So we're gonna give this a go. It looks like she's gonna cooperate today. All right. Now let me lift this up here so y'all can see. I know y'all ain't been able to see for a minute, but here you can see the shiny, and you can see right there, just about flush. I don't want this to go too much lower than flush right here. Okay. And I try to remember where I took it off. Sometimes I'll take my phone, I'll take a picture of it just to get an idea of the gaps. You know, where was it? I want to get as close to factory as I can. And that looks like about factory right there. I think I'm going to call that good. All right. And then a good way to test it is we're just going to easy. Make sure you go slow when you do this. When you get right about to the point where they cross, go slow. Go slow. because any mishap and you spun that around real quick, you will bend these. These hands do not take a beating. Very delicate, and they're expensive to buy. Okay, now let's get our second sand on there. Our second sand. I guess you'd call it. I don't know. And this little guy here, um, I've lost a couple of these in the carpet. I found them. I have hardwood floors, and hardwood floors are a blessing when you're working on a pocket watch because you will find blued parts on a hardwood floor. So what I do for this, what helps me out, is I get it where I want it, and I just kind of bump it over. When it gets to where I can see where it's lined up, I'll take it and I just kind of push it over. And you'll feel when it's in that, when it goes in there, because you have to give it a little bit of a push. All right. Can you see that? Can you see how I did that? I laid it right next to it and I just pushed it over and a light pressure down and it put it right in there. Simple as that. Very simple. All right, everybody. I hope this helps everybody out on setting hands. Like I said, we're going to give it a quick test. I know my minute and hour are good. So when I get to my hour hand, gets to my seconds hand now, I really want to be easy right here. Take your time right here. Don't rush it. And I'm going to go one way. I'm going to back it up, over the other way. Now that might have been a slight touch right there. Did you see that? Did you see how when I cross these two right here? Let me do that again just to make sure. Camera's trying to focus in, ain't on it. It's small, ain't it? I'm going to push that down just a little bit more. And that's what I do. See when the 2 points cross right there? I'll go just like this. Just like that. Turn it on the side. Oh, I got plenty of clearance. Alright. Like I said, this needs a spring in it. It is ticking, but it won't stay ticking. So I'm glad it is ticking just for y'all. I hope that helps everybody out. I thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and if you comment, please do so. It's very helpful. Now, like I said, it's just for entertainment. Just here to try to my opinions on how I do things, and I appreciate y'all for watching. See you next time.